Let's think how we can fix this problem. And we need to, actually, let me get rid of this. We need to go to our model, which is our current location. And in our get current weather, let's look into this function. So basically, we are doing one thing. We check if when we receive our JSON data, we check if this was successful, and we set all the parameters of our city, including of our weather, including the city name. So in case if there is nothing in our weather API, so we don't receive weather for this location, it means we are not setting any parameter of our current weather, including the city name. So it turns out when this part is called, no result found for current location, our city name is set to empty string, because whenever our getter has no name, it's by default returning an empty string. So a workaround to fix this error would be, before we call our completion, I would say self._city will be equals to my location that I am passing here to check the weather, which actually holds my city location. So I will set the city name to be location.city. So not everything else will be default values, since we don't have any weather data receiving back. But the city name, I'm going to keep the city name that I already passed here to search for it in first place. So this way our city name of our location will always remain the same, even though if we don't find anything on our weather API. So let's rerun our application. And let's go to our view here, and now you can see that even though we have no weather data for New York City and for West New York, which is set to 0, we still have their names. So if I try to delete my New York City here, it will be removed. You can see it's printing the information as well. So if I rerun my application, we shouldn't see the New York City anymore in our list. And if I scroll here, we have the West New York, and that's it. We don't have the New York City. And we go here again, we will have the West New York with 0. And if I delete this as well, we will no longer have any other weather information that doesn't have a weather data. So let's check our locations, and you can see we are now left with 5. And if I scroll through, all of them will have some kind of weather. Okay, Toronto is not 0 because we don't have information. It's 0 because the temperature there is 0. So if I click on plus button, you will see that we have all our cells here with the proper information. So the next thing we want to do is to set the functionality. So whenever a user, let's say how we are going to back from here, is whenever our user clicks on any of these cells, right now nothing happens, we want to dismiss this view, and we want to go back to the previous screen, but we want to show the city our user choose, and not the current city as the current location as the first view, and then our user has to scroll down. So if I choose the Toronto, we should see the last object in our scroll view. So let's see how we are going to do that.